Hey guys, thanks for watching Nerf Socom Reviews. Today we're going to be doing a follow-up review on all the Zombie Strike series. What we're basically doing is telling you the wear on all these guns and differences from the reviews that we did. So first of all, I'm going to show you all the guns we're doing. We have the Sledgefire here. We've got the Hammershot, the Fusefire, the Sidestrike. What is this one? This is the Crossfire, the Ricochet, and the Ripshot. That's actually all the Zombie Strike series, except for the Jolt. We do not have the Zombie Strike Jolt, but that's basically the same thing as the original Jolt. Alright, so first we'll start off with the Sledgefire here. This gun has lost range a lot since we first reviewed it. The range is decreased, I don't know, 5-10 feet, but actually I have found a good use in battle with this. Before I said that this would not be useful in battle at all because of the loading and how slow it is, but I tried it a few times in a few games and it's actually pretty fun. You just need to get really close to the person or sneak up on the person and you can shoot them, and you can obviously reload on the run. Another thing about this is the shells. They used to eject really quickly. Like if you push this down really quickly, they would pop out. But it seems like the spring in here is weakened. I mean, it still comes up, so you can grab it out, but you can't make it pop out anymore. So now for the Hammershot. We did modify this gun, by the way, so it might be different in wear from your gun. But we have not noticed any loss in range after the modification or in between the modification. I didn't notice any loss of range, but the accuracy definitely did decrease. I can imagine that's because it doesn't even have a barrel. It just, shoots right out there. So just the accuracy has decreased a little bit. There's not much range or not much wear on this gun at all other than that. So that's about that. Next we have the Fusefire. This one definitely has jammed up a ton. I've noticed a lot of jams. If you accidentally put an extra one in here, which you can do now because like some of the darts are smushed up or something, and if you do stick one too many darts in here, it'll jam it up and it screws up the gun. And I just seem to get a lot more jams than I usually would. Also, the range has decreased on this. We've noticed the discs fall a bit quicker than they used to because it's not as powerful. So now for the Sidestrike. This gun actually has, I've not noticed too much wear on this other than the range on this has definitely decreased just by a little bit, not too much. It's just a minor amount. And the slide seems to be a little bit less smooth and it kind of pops. That's just over, using it too many times. It has some wear there. Other than that, there's not much. It's just the pulling and the slide, and then range is decreased by just a little bit. Now we've got the Crossfire here. I have used this in a couple of games myself, and we actually did remove this, which makes it a lot more efficient. If you're trying to hide around a corner or something, it's a lot smaller. So we did remove this here. But also, the range of this thing has definitely decreased by a lot. But the accuracy is still pretty good on this gun, I have to say. But the range, it's gone down to, 15, 20, 25 feet somewhere instead of around 30 when it was at the beginning. So one of the changes that we have about this gun from the review that we did is that the ammo, I said that the ammo actually does last a game and you can load quick enough, but that is actually kind of false because we don't have enough ammo during a game, so it's not really worth it to have a primary because you can't load fast enough during a game when you're shooting. So it's a bit difficult during there. So now we have next, I'm going to do these at the same time here, the Ripshot and the Ricochet. Actually, that's backwards, Ricochet and Ripshot. So both of these guns have both lost a ton of range and accuracy. Obviously, the Ripshot does have a bit farther range than the Ricochet here, but they both have lost range and accuracy. But we have not noticed any big difference during them because we haven't used them too much in a game. But, that's because they're just not very good to begin with. I wouldn't recommend buying these in the first place because they're kind of hard to use because it loads the dart and you have to prime it forwards you have to prime it forwards first and then load the dart, then pull it back. So it just gets kind of confusing when you're using it during a game. So both of these, they lost range and accuracy, but they're not really good to use in the first place. So now for the last part, I do have another thing. The darts here, the Zombie Strike darts, these are basically green elite darts. So they're basically the same thing as the blue ones, except they're green. And some of these guns actually do come with these ones with the paint on here, which I've got to say actually makes the darts last a bit longer, I can imagine, and are a bit more durable than the original because they have this this paint on them, which helps them stay more durable. But another thing though is that loading these in guns, because there's paint on it, it doesn't get squished as much. So if you do have a gun, say for example the Sidestrike here, this might not push forwards, but sometimes the darts will be too thin and will be pushed forwards out of the gun, while these ones normally they'll stand a bit easier because they've got the paint on them. It's kind of rubbery, I guess. So the darts are a bit better with the paint on them, which is actually kind of cool. So now for the end, I'd still recommend getting the Hammershot. It's still a good gun after much wear. It's still about the same thing. I lost a little bit of accuracy, but it's still really the best. I'd say it's the best gun out of the Zombie Strike guns, and it still works pretty well. The Sidestrike also, this does work pretty well. There's not much of a difference. The sliding is a bit rough, but you don't really notice that in game too much because you're just priming it really fast and shooting. So I'd still recommend getting the Sidestrike, and I have not noticed much difference on too many of these guns. Like the Sledgefire, I mean the range has decreased a bunch, but if you wanted to get this, I'd still recommend getting it as much as I did before. It's still about the same to me as it was before. While say the Fusefire and this guy here, they both have decreased in range. I wouldn't really recommend getting them as much as I did before. So thanks for watching Nerf Socom follow-up reviews, and I'll see you guys for the next episode.